Yo, they stole game one. They stole game one. I had this series 50-50. Now it's looking 60-40-ish. Shout out to Tyrese Haliburton. The Pacers stole game one. Stephen A. be trying to hedge his bets. If they win game one, then they're not gonna win game two. I think I got the Pacers winning this series. And I'm gonna tell y'all what. We got 3 days to I'm on one. I just see something, and I saw it during the season, and I ain't want to say nothing because it wouldn't hit the same if I didn't have the opportunity to say it now. But I'm gonna save it. Shout out to Tyrese Haliburton. Hit that like button and subscribe if you're new. Shout out to Pascal P. MVP P. That's what y'all call him from now on. MVP P stood tall. The Pacers stole game. What else were you expecting? They don't give up. They're never going to say die. They're going to play basketball until the buzzer sounds. That's what we were expecting. I'm at work like I can't wait to get home. I walked in at the perfect time. 5 minutes left to play. Ooh. I was like, oh, they go. I was like, yeah, they going to come back. I started doing other shit. I was like, yeah, they going to come back. Yeah. I'm just going to wait for the movie to start. I was like, yeah, they going to come back. And they did. Tyrese Haliburton, in the biggest moment of his career, he hit the biggest shot. If he didn't beat, if the Pacers would have lost to the Knicks, I would still be saying what I'm about to say right now. He is the best point guard in the NBA. Not because of the numbers, it's because he understands do whatever it takes to win. He's out of that rhythm and that formula that most point guards fall into. This is what I do. This is how I do it. If we win, me doing it my way, cool. But if we lose doing it my way, it ain't my fault. You know how that go. We've seen that MO before. He goes and tries to do whatever it takes. Nembhard is in that same space mentally. The Pacers are not the same team mentally that they were last year. That team died. That concept, that mentality, that's gone. This is some new shit. They're on a whole nother level mentally. You're not going to beat them with one guy. You need a complete team effort. If you don't have that, you're going to have problems. No matter what they had 25 turnovers, 24 assists, 25 turnovers. Down by 15, 9 minutes left, best team in the NBA, best team at home. This is number one. Best defensive team versus the best. Yeah, but this is basketball. You can go through whatever concept and whatever system you want. At some point, it comes down to your instincts as a basketball player, being able to evaluate what's in front of you and get the job done. And OKC didn't do it. Pascal, double-double. Almost gave us a 20-10 night after being named MVP. Tyrese did exactly what he was supposed to do. Whatever it took. Nembhard pitched in 14 points. Obi Toppin, 17. Miles, 15. And the team shot 47% from the field and 46% from three against the best defensive team, in quotes, in the NBA is what they were saying. Round one goes to the Pacers. And I need y'all to understand what I'm about to say. If OKC is going to play like this, they are not going to win this series. They don't have a chance. Because they look too much like the Knicks. They look too much like that Knick motto. Point guard does a lot. Everybody else does the. They don't shoot that well. Supposed to be all these intangibles. They look too much like the Knicks. And if they're going to play from that vantage point, they don't have a chance. Because the Pacers are all for one for all, us against your best player. They're playing against Shea Alexander. They're attacking that concept. They're attacking his production. He's going to have to raise his play and pull them with him. And he might not be able to do it. OKC is in a place that they don't want to be in. They can say, I understand what Shea doesn't want to put too much pressure on everybody. I get it. He doesn't want to say, he may not understand how magnificent this moment is because it's his first time. And he's more of an observer than a participant. Unfortunately, you're playing against the Pacers, who are all participants. They are in the moment. Do you know how hard it goes from being an observer of the moment to being a participant? It's the easiest and most comfortable thing to do is watch and go through your emotions. It's tougher to go right into battle and fight. And that's the difference between everybody. What we're seeing in the Pacers and OKC, we have 10 guys, 8 guys engaged in the battle while the other team is kind of going through the motions, being observers of the moment. I can tell the difference between someone being an observer of a moment and engaging in the moment. That's the difference between Michael Jordan and everybody else. That's the difference between Kobe Bryant and everybody else. Allen Iverson, everybody else. They were engaged in that moment, while everybody else is just observing and mildly participating. It's different when you give everything, because the Pacers were broken. They gave everything they could. They fell apart. They broke apart. They lost to the Celtics, up by 2. Now, look at where they are. New mentality, fresh perspective, fresh legs, energy and effort through the roof. They are no longer allowing the moment to be bigger than them. They are giving it all that they have. They don't care about what it looks like statistically. All it takes is effort and energy, and they're giving that. When they're all on the same page, Shea Alexander's 38 points is not going to be enough, because this is not about anything more than the fight. If you're not prepared to fight for 48 minutes, and I mean the whole OKC team, you're going to have a problem. If there's one weak link, you will not win. There was no reason for them to lose that game. There was no reason the best team in the NBA at home, best home record, lose that game. They didn't shoot well. They got outworked on the boards by 17 rebounds. The Pacers almost had 60 rebounds. They are coming in with the same intensity that they had against the Knicks, and they're coming in with that energy. If OKC doesn't stop playing, they're going to be in some real trouble. It don't matter if they win game 2. It don't matter. This is a fight to whoever wins the first 4 games. It's a race to 4 wins. That's it. Whoever wins 4 games, that's it. Nobody cares about any of the other stuff. Oh, the Pacers are locked in. It's going to be a problem. They are completely engaged in the moment, and everybody's on the same page. OKC better stop playing, because at some point, you're going to have to deal with a deficit. And this team is not going to let up. If you at your best, in the best possible scenario, best possible circumstances, are up and have the situation that you want, and you still lose, it's going to start chipping away at your confidence. It's going to start creating a reality that you're not comfortable with. This is looking like the Pacers are just a better basketball team. There's a difference now, because we have what people think is basketball versus what basketball actually is. The Pacers are doing whatever it takes to win basketball games. OKC has a style of play that they may have to break away from to win. Sometimes what's on paper, the other team is prepared for. You have to be able to improvise. You have to be able to do everything on that basketball, whatever it takes, because everybody in the NBA is good. Let's stop playing. They're all good. We might joke around and say guys are trash, but they'll give us 60. I talk shit about Fred. I love Fred. But if I had to guard Fred, if we go prime for prime, I'm going to get mine. I'm definitely going to get mine. But Fred is probably going to give me 40. Prime for prime, I'm going to get mine. But if Fred gets going, Fred is going to put up 40. That's a fact. I ain't got no answer for that. I ain't none. He can't guard me. But that his scoring ability and that palette that he's going to put up 40. 40. That's a pro. They'll give us that work. With all due respect, that's just their perfect. But when you get to the league, everybody's that good. What else do you have? Do you have enough of the fundamentals to say, fuck it? We all got talent. We got to do whatever it takes. If there's a loose ball over there, if the ball bounces close to you, grab it. Whatever you got to do, we got to make it work. They have created the neuroplasticity as a unit to overcome whatever adversity that's in their way. They will figure it out. And they will follow Tyrese Haliburton's lead, and everybody will pitch in and do their part. That's all it is. They're simply believing that we got to do something, and they're doing something, and the moment is metamorphosizing into these opportunities that they've been taking advantage of. They're not saying, all right, there's the promised land, let's go to it. They're creating the promised land around them while they're working. That's real life. They're on a totally different level mentally than any other basketball team that's playing right now. Everybody has to get to that point where it's not even a game. It's you figuring out whatever it is you have to do to win. Whatever happens at the end, you don't even recognize the moments. You just see opportunity after opportunity after opportunity, and you're not looking at the end result as much as what you have to do. And whatever happens in the end happens. That's basketball. There is no cut dry ending. When you allow people to play basketball, anything is possible. That's why we love the NCAA. That's why we love college basketball so much. Anything could happen. They're not giving up simply because you have a lead, simply because everything is in your favor. Your crowd is cheering. They don't care. They're going to do whatever it takes, one step at a time, to chip away at it. If they run out of time, then they run out of time. There's no fear of that pain of failure. You're up against a team that's not afraid to lose. They lost last year up by 2 against the Celtics. They could have went to the finals last year. They lost that opportunity. They've been broken. They don't feel nothing. They just want to work. And the OKC has not been through that yet. You got Shea making it seem like it's just another game. No, it's not. Look at the Pacers. Are they treating it? When they were down by 15 with 9 minutes, did they treat it like it's another game? They treated it as if we lose this game, it's over. If we lose this game, it's over. That pain that we felt last year, we're going to feel again. And we may never get back to the finals. There's no guarantee you're going to get to a championship. None. You're hoping everything works out. And then when it doesn't happen, it hurts. Especially when you believe that you were the favorite. OKC has to do something. Shea is going to be Shea. But the way that they play basketball is too familiar for the Pacers. Way too familiar for the Pacers. And if they are familiar with that, there's no fear, there's no hesitation. All they see is opportunities based off the experience they already had. They're coming in like, oh, this feels like New York. So let's attack them the way we attack New York. And if they break that and get past that, then we'll create something else. This is Floyd Mayweather boxing in basketball form as a team. They're figuring out how to win as a unit. This is what basketball is supposed to be. This is what I want the Raptors to get to, where it's just put us on the court, toss the ball up, we'll figure it out. Because everybody could play. If we could just get our players to that point where we know you idolize KD, you looked up to LeBron, you watch Dame and Steph, but when you get on this court, you're going to do whatever it takes to win. And if you don't win, you know you did everything you were supposed to do and could do within that time frame. Maybe it didn't work. Maybe it did work. You learn from the experience and you keep building. That's what I want for the Raptors. This is what it's supposed to be, but sometimes you got to go through the pain. They were close last year. They fell apart. Mistakes would be. Nembhard ain't even the same player he was last year. You talking about elevation and growth of a young player. He looks nothing like the guy who played in last year's Eastern Conference Finals against the Celtics. He looks more confident, more sure of himself. His moves are more definitive. He's more productive, and he's relentless. The way he went at Jalen Brunson, I knew the Pacers were going to win that series. Because I never saw, the last time I saw a second unit guy go at a star that way was Fred going at Steph. Just saying. We need that. Whatever that energy source is, whatever the logic is for that to occur, that's what we need. The rest will fall into place. You just got to be committed to doing whatever it takes on the basketball court. Not what you were trained to do and not what you worked on and not that little bullshit move y'all worked on in the summer. Whatever it takes, because you don't know what it takes. You might not get a chance to do your little killer crossover, drop step, pull up. No, just pull up. Get back on D. Jab step, pull up, get back on D. Crash the boards, play defense, get the ball back as many times and be as productive as possible on offense as we can. This is what basketball is supposed to look like. Production and defiance when things don't look like they're supposed to look for you. They could have easily gave up. The Pacers could have easily been like, all right, take the starters out. All they did was lick their chops and say, this is exactly where we want to be. Do you understand how terrifying that is to play against someone who doesn't mind you having the lead? Because it might be playing into what they want to do anyway. They allowed Shea to be Shea and OKC to give them their best shot, and they lost. Now what else you got? What else you got? And they don't have a Karl Anthony Town in OKC. So there's no threat of that. There's still no answer for Pascal. Lou Dort is going to be physical. At some point, it's not going to work. It ain't worked last night. But he's going to be physical, but he also has to be productive. So if he's going to be physical, he still has to give them 17, 18 points a game on top of that. And be efficient. And Jay Williams got to do the same. And listen, the bench is very important in this series, and the Pacers bench outproduced the OKC bench by about what, 7 to 8 points? Like everything counts, and the Pacers are everything counts. Everybody's on the same magnificent coaching. This man has a team that's totally different than the Dallas team he won with. It's the evolution of coaching. This is what you want from a coach, to evolve with the times. He don't have a Dirk. He has a Tyrese Haliburton. And man, that's what coaching is. Not doing it your way, looking at the playing field, looking at the landscape, figuring out how to make it work. Just figure it out. That's the biggest part about life. That's the biggest part about the job. Figure it out. By any means necessary. Ain't no set plans no more. By any means necessary. And that's what type of time they on. If OKC is, we going to play through Shea, and Shea going to do his 1-2. All right. They let Jalen Brunson do the same shit. And Jalen Brunson is at home with all types of problems. They talking about it's his fault they lost. And I knew they was going to fire Tibbs. I knew it. I didn't even want to throw gasoline on the fire. I don't want to see nobody get fired in this economy, regardless if it's a coach or not. You know what I mean? But I knew that was going to happen. So I ain't want to flex on that. That's corny. You know what I'm saying? Being mad at him. He got a family to provide for. He got a lifestyle to keep up. I don't know his financial situation. I'd be addicted. Be like, yo, he got fired. Nah, man. I've been fired before. When you need that little pay, you done spend some money and you got to listen. I just worked my way out of that. So I got one more little debt to clear up, and that's it. Ain't a little one. It's kind of it's medium. Schmedium. Then we in the clear. But if OKC don't change, if OKC don't get their shit together, it's major problems. But y'all tell me what y'all think. Hit that like button and subscribe if you're new. Tell me what you think. How did you feel about the game? Basketball, I love seeing basketball when it's played the right way. The systems are just a template. At some point, you got to get busy and your instincts got to kick in, your knowledge of the game, your awareness, all of your stuff, all of the information, your basketball subconscious has to kick in and lead you somewhere. And a lot of guys are too comfortable playing that, being a character instead of wanting to be a basketball player who by any means necessary can help their team win. OKC is a good team, magnificent team, but they're getting in their own way if they're going to play this style of play the rest of the series. They have to throw that shit out the window and go toe to toe in the middle of the ring with the Pacers, or they're going to be out of here in 6. I'm out of here. Peace.